kind of crest and everything.
Welcome back. Do not adjust your television sets. This is not another replay. You are seeing Jason Morgan on Death Shadow versus Victor Kurz.
On the ugliest jacket I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Victor Kurz cosplaying as DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Victor Kurz is actually...
Can we move that deck box?
He's going to an audition as a background dancer in a 2 Live Crew video.
Also on Jeskai
Nahiri. Fantastic.
Slightly less embarrassing than his...
Alright, so...
nothing's less embarrassing than that. Slightly less embarrassing than his...
jacket.
Moist junk deck from that...
The match we were literally just watching a replay of these two play.
Yeah. I did not see those roll on the table at all, so I would say that he is a cheater.
Just
match is the 11. All right, let's see if we can make him roll this time, Victor.
8. 7.
I would give Jason the play on this one.
Concur.
Because Victor's a cheater and a poor dresser.
In this jacket. It probably came from a very exclusive New York boutique.
More like a New York boutique.
Because
it's shit?
What? You did it. That was wow. You went deep there. I'm proud of you.
That's not very deep.
All right. So this Grixis Death Shadow deck, we saw it last week, produces some super interesting lines.
Yeah. I spoke with Jason after the last match.
Oh, you spoke with him?
Yeah. We kind of went over the third round mulligan choices he made. He kind of came to the conclusion that like he should have mulliganed that one.
The last round? The round that just got played, or last week?
Jason Morgan, on the last time he was on camera.
Okay. It looks like he's kept his hand as he's very content to sit there. And Victor's going to go back for 6, only after he wastes our time by looking.
Yeah, well, I guess if he's going to strain my eyes, he might as well do it for the full 50 minutes.
Concur. Alright. And we're going to look at these guys again. Victor has some sort of hat on.
Prominent jawline.
Prominent jawline. Victor, consistently has good nutrition. So he's...
It's that Indians hat.
Is that a Cleveland Indians hat?
Yeah.
Alright, well, Victor's not from Cleveland, so he's, appropriating Cleveland culture.
He's also not a Native American.
Yeah, and we have a perfectly not racist named baseball team right here in the Queen City.
Yeah.
That he could follow them if he wanted to. He's gonna keep this.
They were not in the World Series last year, so.
So yeah, probably not a great team to follow.
Yeah.
You'll still catch me with a snapback from the city on it.
Stop saying that.
Why?
You're talking like Victor's dressing, right?
Oh boy, we've got a great. He's wearing a Cleveland Indians hat? Question mark. He's wearing a Cleveland Indians hat. So Jason's gonna go to 17 here. Now, the balance here is so interesting because this Jeskai deck can definitely bolt, snap, bolt you. So
yeah,
you want to be below 13, but you want to be above 10. In my mind.
I think 13 to 8 is the safe zone.
I definitely wouldn't want to be at 8. I would feel very uncomfortable at 8.
All right.
All right.
I mean, this Death Shadows deck is all about getting uncomfortable.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's like my teachers always told me, you have to get out of your comfort zone. No, I like it here. There's a reason it feels comfortable in here. It's because it's safe. Alright.
So the turn 2 Ancestral Visions is a little bit worse than the turn 1.
Yeah, it's worse by a whole turn. The card has one more counter on it than you would really like it to have. Really, 4 more counters than you would like it to have.
Oh, sure. Or at least 3.
Concur. All the way down to 13 on the cycling here.
If he has another Street Wraith, is he cycling it? I would.
I don't know.
Be a man. Oh no, I would get a 10 here and then hold it in case he had the bolt for my Death Shadow.
Correct. He's really filling the graveyard. I'm expecting a Tassiger here.
I think we're getting the fish.
The Gurmangler. Do you think he wants to start with the fish to try and bait a path out and then resolve the Tassiger?
No, I think he just wants to jam whatever he's got, and he's got a fish.
Okay, check. Noted.
I think if he had both, he'd probably...
Fish first?
That's tough.
You always want to play like the worst card first.
I would definitely fish here
like
if I was doing it on turn 2. Because I'd want...
Alright, so he selected Tasker, keeping Serum Visions.
So you've got multiple turns until you can activate Tassiger. I just feel like fish is the better early creature.
Okay. You get that additional point of damage in if he wants it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd concur here. Of the Crocs? Othkros? I don't know how to pronounce your name. It's like a bad license plate I can't decipher. But yeah, when to cycle your Street Wraiths can be a little weird. You can keep it as kind of a trick if you're playing, if Death Shadow's in play. It's possible.
Right, but you're also playing a draw behind, technically.
Sure. So did Jason choose to go to 12 or 10 on that? We got an island, so 12 it looks like. Okay. Here's 10 on
Down
the
to 10.
on the Blood Crypt. For the Snapcaster Mage, this is a great line. It's really you're making Victor have it, and you're just gonna let this Serum Visions resolve, which is interesting.
Thoughtseize on the top. It'd be important to pave the way here.
I don't know if I would have negated that. Like you kind of want to like. I'm pretty hasty in wanting to
spend all your mana.
Right, spend mana every turn and like have an action.
Yeah, that's less important for these control decks where you need to have the appropriate answers at the appropriate time.
I concur. Alright, so Kiki Chord. Never been a huge fan of the Kiki Chord deck, and it might just be the metagame here at Game Squad was very Jund heavy, so that when you try and go off, you get that pinpoint removal and terminate and lightning bolt. That being said, I think the deck can keep players off balance really well. And
it's very difficult to play against.
Yeah,
because it can come at you from so many different angles.
Yeah, and so if it's your style deck and you keep bashing it over and over and over again, I think you're going to eventually get to the point where you know the deck better than anybody else in the room, and therefore you can gain a huge advantage on just play.
And that Nahiri changes the math here a little bit. I don't know if he wants this Thoughtseize anymore, but here it goes.
Alright, here's the Thoughtseize. Negate Lightning Bolt and Electrolyze. I would... interesting. I'm wondering if I would take the Electrolyze here. Does the one card matter when you're going to resolve an Ancestral Visions? That's the question. No, I took the Electrolyze.
Every card matters.
Alright, So now's where you want to get. I mean, if you have a Death Shadow, this is the turn to stick it.
Oh yeah. If he doesn't have the Death Shadow, then I am very unhappy with this Thoughtseize.
Yeah, because I would just play the Death Shadow and then wait on the Thoughtseize till after the Ancestral Vision's resolved. Then you force him to either have a counterspell, or then play out his response to your Death Shadow, and you get like the second best card in his hand. But you still get a card for it. You know what I mean? Whereas
Okay,
now
he does have the Death Shadow and his brother.
he has 2 Death Shadows, so this could be the game. Victor's got Lightning Bolt in hand, so he does have the mana to Bolt, Snap, Bolt. And that would put Jason to 1.
I think Jason has a Bolt in hand.
So if Victor does nothing here, Jason can win this game.
Alright, so we know 100% of the cards in Victor's hand. So this is likely...
12, 13, 14.
Yes.
As soon as this negate goes shields down, the bolt's going to do it. Yeah, Jason has to figure out how to get this negate to happen.
Yeah, if he had a Fetch or a Street Wraith, anything, this would be very good. But now he's put him down to 1, makes it so he can't fetch.
Yeah, can't fetch, that's true. There's a Thought Scour, 2 snaps, and a draw step. Alright, not a draw
How do you feel
step.
about Bolt in response to the Ancestral Visions?
That's interesting. Yeah, so here's... Okay, so I would definitely bolt, and now I would bolt in response to Ancestral Visions, because you're kind of on the table. So if he bolts in response to Ancestral Visions, it turns off Victor's ability to
He drew
Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, he drew a Lightning Helix and a Supreme Verdict.
Okay, but Victor can't cast this. Well, he can cast a Supreme Verdict. He might feel like he has to even, because he needs the negate up. Yeah, Victor's in a rock and a hard place here. I don't think he can win this this game.
Well, he doesn't know about the Bolt, so he'll do this to get his second white.
Alright, yeah. So
and the Bolt in response finishes
the Bolt
it
in
off.
response finishes out. Jason had to wait out that negate. So maybe my play was wrong. I was trying to play so that he couldn't cast the Supreme Verdict, winning the game.
Sure.
But if he does cast the Supreme Verdict, you win the game.
Yeah.
So that was very interesting.
The Gurmag Angler changes the math a bit. So because he ran out the Bolt at end of turn, it opened up a play or a turn where he could have like Bolt Lightning Helix and win.
Oh, sure, and still having the negate up?
Yeah. So he just runs the Lightning Helix out first.
Oh, sure, he has 5 mana up. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that Ancestral Visions. Man, it creates so many lines. Like, where do I fire this bolt off? It's a super interesting.
Oh yeah.
Thing to think about. All right. Oh, we wanted a stubborn denial for the checkmate. That's brutal, man. You guys are rough.
Yeah.
I wanna.
Jason loves the Stubborn Denials. Could not have Stubborn Denial the Supreme Verdict though.
No. He wanted Victor to have one.
Oh, the Stubborn Denial. Sure. He couldn't have done it though. He had to use all of his mana to Supreme Verdict.
Why not Ghost Core to the Flooded Strand? That's a great question. That's what he should have done.
I concur.
Well done. Little edge there in the line. Little. You know, you got to fight for every percentage point you can get. What is that? Okay.
We get a nice look at what Victor's taking out and what he's bringing in. Here come the Peasies. That seems pretty solid at chumping Death Shadow forever.
Yeah, and I think Jason will probably take out his Fatal pushes as, like, Snapcaster's really the only target. Unless he knows that Victor brings in these young Pyromancers.
Right. It also hits Colonnade, which can be a pretty big deal.
Sure.
Yeah, I think Jason just needs to stay the course. This is actually not a bad matchup for his Stubborn Denials.
I wonder, is he still running those in the Grixis deck? We were seeing him in the Sultai deck before.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know he was very high on that card.
Well, Tom Buss says that Jason took out Bolts, apparently. I didn't get a look at his sideboard, but...
Taking out Bolts is reasonable.
Is that a reasonable thing to do?
Yeah, I mean, so it's a little bit controversial. Just because Bolt's such a good card.
Yeah.
Does a lot of different things.
It targets creatures.
Targets players.
It does 3 damage.
Can kill planeswalkers, like Nahiri.
Sure. Not on our plus ability, but on our minus.
He's great at closing out the game.
Right. Bolt Snap Bolt is one of the things in Modern you definitely have to... It's pretty much the first interaction I tell people about.
Is it? I think the first interaction you have to start with is fetches and shocks. That's the foundation.
Oh, sure. I mean, I think people... once they know their deck, when I start educating people on, like, here's how you play Modern.
Oh, okay.
You just...
You can get bolted, and then you can get snapped, and then you can get bolted
again. And then if you can attack him with the Snapcaster Mage, they can deal you 6 at the end of their turn, or your end of your turn, and attack you for 2 more.
Beware.
So if you're at 8, you could just be dead. They could literally have 2 cards in your hand, in their hand, and you're dead.
You dead, son. Yeah, Victor deserves every bit of shit that we toss his way.
His ugly jacket rib. Listen, if I were out there, I have no doubt in my mind. And have you ever commentated on one of my matches?
I don't. Maybe.
I'm 100% sure you.
Yes, I 100% have.
And you 100% laid into me.
No, I did not.
You probably beat me like a rented mule.
No, I was very kind and fair.
And generous?
It was the finals of PPTQ.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Billy Caminos were commentating.
Did I play poorly?
Your opponent did. I don't remember you playing particularly poorly. There was one line of play, and it's tough because we were playing a very nuanced standard deck.
Yeah, well, no, this was the season where John won a PPTQ, and then we gave the deck to our friend Carl, who won a PPTQ the next day, and then the next weekend they gave literally the same 75 to me, and I played in this PPTQ.
We all queued
and won it
with this Abzan Red or Mardu Green or whatever you want to call it. It was a solid 75.
Yeah, it was fun.
There was a lot of like very nuanced card decisions in there. Like, man.
Yeah, it was a nice one. I really enjoyed playing that deck.
It was a good deck. But there were a couple of very nuanced lines that you could have taken that you didn't. That I brought up, like, could be doing this, this, and this, but it's, you know, a little bit nuanced. Like, that's not a very obvious line.
Right. But if I was wearing a jacket like that, you'd tell me?
Oh, 100%.
Good.
You're talking about a guy that you stop wearing hats around because I make fun of the way you wear them.
Is that why I stopped wearing hats?
I don't know.
I have a collection of hats that
You
I
do,
don't wear.
You never wear here.
I just ordered a new snapback, so
Oh yeah.
it doesn't have my city on it. This one's camo. It's just like the gray one that you like.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I like that's a nice hat. It'd look even better if you didn't wear it like half on your head and tilted 45 degrees, but
You want me to wear it dead forward?
no, I want you to wear it like a human being.
We're talking about a flat-brimmed, like, snapback, and he wants me to wear it like straight forward. I just don't feel comfortable.
You wear it looks like a 10-gallon hat on you because you wear it so far off the top of your head, and then you tilt it off to the side. It just looks ridiculous.
Oh, it looks like a 10-gallon hat's the best. All right, so Victor had the best turn one I can imagine for his deck, and Jason Morgan not a shabby turn one either.
No, I mean he really wanted the Thoughtseize, but this is
Serum
fine.
Vision bottom. This guy's committed to the new cards too. Serum Visions are new. Snapcasters are new. Loving it.
I don't agree with the Serum Visions. I'm fine with the Snapcaster. Oh man, this is gonna be very bad for Jason.
Yeah. Concur. Here's another Serum Visions. He's selected to play this over the Inquisition because that card basically doesn't matter now.
Yeah, none of his discard matters at this point. It's just an awful place to be.
I suppose if you want your Death Shadow to stick, if like you've got like another fetch, takes you to 14, and then if you were to cast a Thoughtseize, oh, Jason's
No
on the
second
one
land.
lander. He's really counting on this Gurmag Angler to be enough.
Spoilers, it's not.
Spoilers, it's not, has been announced.
So, sandbagging your discard until after these visions resolve is a very real thing.
Mm-hmm.
That might just be how he gets back into this if Victor draws 7 not great ones off of these. Just like 7 lands. That's all I can imagine. Man, if this PZ starts getting going. Oh, Victor's stuck on 2.
Well, I mean, I don't imagine that's going to last very long. He's got 2 more turns until he draws 4 cards for the turn, and then 4 cards for the turn. Is Jason just going to sit back and maybe that's a thing. Maybe Victor has so many responsive cards in his hand that if both of these go off on subsequent turns, he's going to draw 8 cards in 2 turns, and you just can't empty that many cards out of your hand. He's at 5 in hand right now.
Yeah, I think you're not going to be able to fight him on the card quantity axis, but you could potentially fight him on the card quality axis if you started using targeted discard after these 2 visions go off.
Yeah, I think if volume is a bit low. Okay, we'll work on that. Does it help if I project my voice?
No.
No? Alright. I'm wondering, alright, so both of these go off. Victor discards down to 7 on both times. And then you cast like an Inquisition, it gets countered, another Inquisition, it gets your Thoughtseize, it gets countered. And then do you figure out, you start like putting him on stuff and putting together your attack plan?
Yeah, if
Is
he's
that
countering your
the line Jason's
Inquisitions.
taking here long term?
Well, so he just fetched and shocked for one of these, so I'd imagine he's casting something here.
Alright, so Fetch Shock gets Jason to 14.
Thought scours himself again.
Scour targets himself. There's 2 Inquisitions down.
Those are Thoughtseizes, but
Or, I'm sorry, Thoughtseizes. Discard spells nonetheless.
draws an Inquisition, it looks like.
Interesting. We're gonna do some delving here, apparently.
Get these Thoughtseizes out.
Oh, interesting. There's a certain clarity to the sound now. I love this. Alright. There's a Gurmag Angler. He's going to delve for the full 5.
For 5 of the 6.
Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, so
I'm not big on leaving this Thoughtseize in there.
I think Thoughtseizing with a Snapcaster Mage is probably a fine line.
I think he's got a Thoughtseize in hand though.
Okay.
I agree with
Alright.
paying 2 actual mana for this, because you're not really going to do anything on 1.
3, and here's the card for the turn from Victor. So now he should be at 9 cards in hand.
No land. Holy smokes.
Still stuck on 3 lands. This isn't
So
good.
he'll get to
Cast
Serum
the
Visions, and I believe...
So probably Young Pyromancer, Serum Visions. But that leaves Jason with a full open turn.
Yeah.
To come at that hand.
He's also got a Celestial Purge if you wanted to do Purge and Visions, which is a reasonable play here.
I'm wondering if...
Definitely think you need to get PZ online, though. That's...
What are these?
The utmost importance.
Those are counter spells. Yeah? The behind the bolts is a Snapcaster Mage and a... I just want to get cards out of my hand. I want to be net negative on cards, whereas Serum Visions doesn't do that.
Might be a Spell Snare.
Yeah, I would agree. If I'm going to be casting spells, Young Pyromancer would be on the list right now.
Yeah, just
so
run
young,
out
and if you're gonna
Path, I guess.
Ooh, Pyromancer Path is a good one. Because that puts you net negative on cards, so you can keep more of the cards. Alright, this...
Draws into a PZ. Scrying 2 non-lands to the bottom, man.
Oh, he's going to leave 1 on top.
I think he left the Relic of Progenitus on top, which is okay.
It's... fine.
Man, not getting PZ underway.
Alright, and so now he's going to have to discard one of these cards. Blessed Alliance, I guess?
No, the Spell Snare's got to go.
Right.
Oh, Bolt.
Bolt down.
Wow.
That...
Doors are open for this Inquisition. This Inquisition could be very big.
Concur.
If we can somehow get rid of both of these Young Pyromancers, Jason Morgan is back in this game.
Yeah, because I mean, Victor's chance of drawing another one, or, you know, marginal at best. There's Liliana. And with Victor discarding a Lightning Bolt, that's actually like a really reasonable play.
Oh, yeah.
This is a hard card to combat.
Well, he drew a second Celestial Purge, so that'll do it.
Sure. So, Young Pyromancer, Celestial Purge is probably the line here.
He's still going to have to discard like 2 or 3 cards.
Right. Which is good. I mean, I think this is played out nicely in Jason's favor, because he's able to deploy these threats that are causing Victor to eat up his mana, and that's going to allow Jason to now utilize his discard to get real specific on which cards in Victor's hand he cannot deal with. And once he does that, then he can deploy threats that, you know, match up well on Jason's side.
Yeah, Victor having to discard Blessed Alliance.
Blessed Alliance, sure.
Hanging on to this spell snare for dear life.
Sure.
What does Jason have that costs 2 that he's so afraid of?
Collective Brutality could be a big one. Oh, wow.
That's nice.
That's really nice. I'm proud of him.
That's nice.
I'm real proud of him now. Victor's going to rearrange his graveyard the same way it was arranged, just in a different order. Here's a Nahiri off the top. Snapcaster, Celestial Purge. Jason had to know that one was coming, but it's still a fine 1-for-1 with the Young Pyromancer. Alright. So yeah, a little invocation chat on the chat here.
Mm-hmm. Talking about the Wingdings?
The Wingdings. We got a new magic font, Wingdings.
We're winging and dinging it.
But I'll tell you what, if you guys haven't seen this match going on right now, you are missing out. This is a good one.
Yeah, this is, it looked like it was very much in Victor's favor. After turn 2, there was a second Ancestral Vision suspended. But Jason stayed in it, in part because of Victor's inability to draw land off of the first Ancestral Visions.
Right.
But now's the time he needs to start picking apart this hand.
There's a Death Shadow, and do we have an Inquisition to follow?
So we have a 3/3 Death Shadow. Man, if he has an Inquisition and he's not playing it, I can't really get behind that.
Yeah. I don't know what the other... I mean, I would think that Jason would realize that he has to interact while he can.
Yeah, he might not have an Inquisition.
Might not have,
just be
right,
the thing.
Right, that might just be the situation.
He has a Stubborn Denial, it looks like.
That's cool. Alright, I think there's going to be responses here. Alright, Stubborn Denial. But is this a 4/4 Death Shadow? What's Jason's life total at?
Oh, he's paying 2 life for the Street Wraith.
Oh, okay. Alright, so Jason's going to go to 8, making the Death Shadow a 5/5. And that's going to earn a path on Victor's turn.
So Jason down to 5. Not where you want to be when Victor's got a grip full of cards.
Concur. Yeah, so I wonder if... So all Victor needs here is any Lightning Bolt or any Snapcaster Mage. Really wins him the game.
Yeah, Jason's definitely on the back foot.
Concur.
He needs some work to get back in here. Another Death Shadow would be a great drop here.
Yeah, a Death Shadow would do it. I would also accept... I would love to have a Colgan's Command would be very, very big.
Sure.
A Death Shadow and a Colgan's Command could be impressive. I'm not sure what the outs are. But once again,
he does have the Death Shadow. So he has Death Shadow, and then he can keep up Snapcaster Stubborn Denial.
Yeah.
Which is pretty solid.
Uh-huh.
But again, yeah, he's very close to just being dead to any bolt.
Alright, here's Death Shadow. And a pass. Alright, here's a Relic of Progenitus off the top.
That's a pretty solid draw.
Concur. Let's see. I see Snapcaster in Jason's hand. I see Counter Squall. Here's a Young Pyromancer. There's a path on the... There, I think this path is going to get
That'll do it.
All right, that's the game.
Jason
So yeah, the two
has seen
visions.
enough.
Two visions were too much. I love those Lilianas in the matchup. I thought that card looked super powerful. I mean, Celestial Purge is just like the best removal for that.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, good on Victor for playing that card. All right.
Good on you, Victor. Get a new jacket.
So it looks like the consensus you guys have come to is that these invocations are not good. They pointed out the fact that the other two masterpiece frames expanded the art. This frame shrinks it. I think that's an important note to make. The art is great, the border is just too far away from Magic card, and the text is hard to read.
Oh, I love the text box. I hate everything else about the cards.
Oh, really? I think they look like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which is embarrassing.
They look like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, which is also embarrassing.
Which one is this that you're going to show me?
Here's a Vindicate. Look at that text box. That's beautiful.
So I do much prefer not busy text boxes.
Yeah, and this one's just
like text boxes that just say what the card does, especially when it does something really clean like Vindicate, like destroy target permanent, end, counter target spell, end, deal 3 damage to target creature or player, end. I like that. I much prefer that. That being said, Wizards does not. They like wordy text boxes.
Yeah, so you have to have wordy text boxes to contrast with the very elegant ones.
No, yeah, and I think cards that have a lot of your flavor cards should be wordy text boxes. They should give me a paragraph. Give me
give me your dissertation.
Yeah, give me the essay Nahiri wrote in 8th grade. I'll read all that.
Mm-hmm.
On whatever. What's a good Nahiri's what's the red mythic thing? It deals X damage. You discard cards and crazy stuff.
Man, this is so disappointing.
Wrath? Was it Nahiri's Wrath? Jason Morgan on the Scalding Tarn Pass, and Victor with a Suspended Ancestral Visions. This is not what we want to be. Jason Morgan is trying to figure out how to sideboard Rift Sweepers into this deck. Literally one of the only cards that interacts with Suspend.
Disagree.
Clock spinning? Can't think of another one. Oh, all the processors, I guess.
Now we're thinking.
Holy smokes.
Now we're playing with fire.
Oh, man.
How about the 4-drop that counters a spell when you process two of their things?
Yeah, you'd have to process 2 of their things, but...
Yeah, he's going to suspend another Ancestral Visions anyway. And you're going to look like a genius.
Man, is there a 2-drop processor? If there's one for 2, it could be reasonable.
There's one for 3.
Yeah, there's the Wasteland Stranglers on 3.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's one on 2.
These cards are colorless too, so the Wasteland Strangler can't be Celestial Purged.
Yeah, that's very true.
So, points there.
Point to Gryffindor.
Jason on...
Two lands,
two
no
watery
action early. Man, this is not good.
This isn't what this deck wants to do.
You definitely want to have an aggressive attack for his hand.
Yeah, this is not... Yeah, so, I mean, no Thought Scours, no...
Triple shock lands. So he should be at 13.
So here we have a Stubborn Denial in Jason's hand. So if he were to resolve one of these Gurmag Anglers before Ancestral Visions, he can make good on that.
So it goes to 11 now.
Alright. Here's the Death Shadow that's not going to survive.
A 2/2 Death Shadow. I mean, if it gets pathed, no big deal, right?
I mean, yeah, we're just going to... I'm wondering if this is the card that's going to hinge his Stubborn Denials. Turn those on, make them live. Because I think if he can get one of these Ancestral Visions down, he's going to be in good shape.
Yeah, I mean, if he can get one down, he'll get both of them down. He's got the Stubborn Denial, Snap, Stubborn Denial.
Alright. Trying to figure out what's going on in the chat here, guys. Can't quite follow your conversation. Sorry.
We've got an upkeep Path to Exile on the Death Shadow.
Everybody suck at Magic. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. You guys are just having it out here, huh?
Alright, so discard.
Adam Olds with privilege hype. Adam Olds has all kinds of, oh, here's Stubborn Denial on the Path to Exile?
Yeah, so we Kolaghan's Command, force him to discard, bolt ourselves, or shock ourselves.
Okay.
To grow the Death Shadow.
Uh-huh.
And then we got to Stubborn Denial.
Alright. Adam Olds is in here with all the virus. Welcome, Adam Olds. Handing this computer around like a bad virus. Alright, so Jason Morgan has 5 lands in play, which is just an astronomical amount for this deck. Literally can't ask for anything more. And is Victor Kurz holding a Runed Halo?
Victor Kurz is holding a Runed Halo.
Alright, so we got Runed Halo in hand for Kurz. Jason wants nothing more than to stop drawing land. And now one of these Ancestral Visions is going to resolve. Why didn't his lands untap?
Because he did that during Jason's upkeep.
We were on the upkeep. Victor Kurz just randomly grabbing cards to put in the graveyard.
Attacking Jason down to 5. Fatal Push eats the Snapcaster. Pretty important there.
Alright. Victor with a bunch of lands, a Lightning Bolt, and a Runed Halo.
And an Emrakul.
And Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn.
Ms. Aeon's Torn herself.
So that's a full 15. There's no discount on that one at any point. Is this another land? Did he draw an additional land?
Yeah, sometimes you just 7 land them.
That's insane. Yeah, that's just very unlucky. Alright. So Victor's still on many, many Lightning Bolts.
Man, we're getting real talk in here.
Yeah, are we going deep?
Yeah, Zach, you genuinely do smell. All of your clothes smell like shit, probably. I hated giving you rides to school. Man.
Wow.
We're getting real.
As far as that's concerned, here's my biggest piece of advice. The one thing I'll always spend good money on, detergent. I never buy, okay, I won't say never, because for the salon I buy mid-grade detergent. Not the straight up, like, Kroger brand, like, dollar, like, you know, get a gallon of it for $1 or whatever. But for my personal use, Tide. All the Tide, all the time.
All the Tide, all the time.
Alright, here's Colgan's command. 2 damage to the young pyromancer. And Victor Kurz discarding a card. I imagine this Emrakul is going to bite it.
That's probably not great if it does. I would just discard this Ruined Halo. What in the world is that doing?
I don't know. I don't know why that card's in here. I mean, I could see it like against the Boggles deck.
But if he discards the Emrakul, then none of his Snapcasters are alive.
Alright, Emrakul, everybody shuffles. For whatever
Probably
reason.
a misplay.
Alright, Jason's got... I think those lightning bolts targeted him, so I think he's at...
No, one targeted him, one targeted the Snapcaster.
Okay, so Jason's at 4. Here's a Snapcaster Mage.
And another Colgan's command, I believe.
Well, this could definitely get him into the game having...
He's got a lot of life to get rid of on Victor's end.
Well, Colgan's command targeting a Snapcaster Mage is huge. And then this having this second Snapcaster Mage to target the Fatal Push on the other token's huge. So he spent a lot of resource on the young Pyromancer, tokens, but
it's allowed him to stabilize here.
Right, but he's stabilized. Victor's
somewhat.
got Ruined Halo in hand.
Yeah, Ruined Halo naming Snapcaster incoming.
Sure. I don't know what Jason will ever do, whether he'll ever see another creature with a different name in his deck. So confused.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the idea is that Halo names Death Shadow, but it seems like a really loose answer to
Alright.
Death Shadow when you don't really need it. Like, you've already got Celestial Purge, Path. Nahiri.
Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, Young Pyromancer does a good job of just, like, chumping it forever.
Alright. I don't know what else is Victor's hand here.
So it's Ruined Halo, Path.
Gerbing Angler for all of it. Leaving behind Colgan's command.
I kind of want to leave behind the Stubborn Denial, but he might have another one in hand.
No, I think he wants this young Pyroman, or the Snapcaster Mage to be able to get this Colgan's command.
Oh, I agree. I'm saying I want, like, both as an option.
Sure. Oh, so you want to pay the additional mana. Leave a card behind.
Yeah, what's this 1 mana doing for us now? I mean, I guess you can
I guess he's
bluff it.
Faking something.
I mean, he might have another.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So you can't counterspell a Supreme Verdict, so I guess Nahiri is the card you have to fight against? But if Nahiri comes down, goes up to 6, attacks this, kills the Snapcaster Mage, goes down to 2.
Mm-hmm.
But if it goes up to 6, it's just dead on the attack. Unless you're gonna, like, I don't know.
So here's Nahiri.
Nahiri off the top. I'm just considering all the cards Victor could have. It doesn't, He's really selling that Stubborn Denial. I don't know if it's there or not, but Victor at least has to be concerned about it, or he's not going to be able to win the game. Alright. Interesting.
No more basics for Jason. So sacrifice and gain 4?
Yep. It's gonna sacrifice a creature, gain 4 life.
Yeah, I don't think Jason could care less about him gaining 4 life.
Right. And right. You discard, and I'll get back the Snapcaster Mage.
Goodbye, Ruined Halo.
Alright, Ruined Halo down. We're down to Nahiri.
Yeah, that Ruined Halo was the best thing that Victor could have had in his hand there, because it was an extra card that made him not have to discard Nahiri.
So he's got 1 card left. Man, this could be the comeback of the century.
He's got a long battle ahead of him. I don't know if I'm ready to call it that yet.
Don't call it a comeback. He never left.
No, don't call it a comeback because we don't want to jinx him.
All right. I'm trying to figure out what this other black card is. We know Snapcaster came back from the graveyard. Here's Relic of Progenitus, which isn't particularly amazing.
It cycles. For free if he wants.
Everything cycles now.
Yeah. Ruined Halo naming Colgan's command would have saved him 3 cards.
Sure.
I don't know that is necessarily even correct still.
Alright, so it attacks Nahiri, and Jason's got...
Snapcaster, it might be a Tassiger.
Might be a Tassiger? Okay. So if Nahiri goes down and kills this Snapcaster, then the other Snapcaster can kill it.
Yeah, I don't think that's what he wants to do.
You don't think that's the correct line?
Yeah, I think you need to ride this Nahiri. It's keeping you alive, honestly.
Yeah. Man.
There's the first bolt.
Right. I think Jason knows. Alright, we're on turns. We're just attritioning ourselves. Alright. So Jason finally found one he can play. Here's
Serum Visions.
Serum Visions. Draws a card, looks at 2 cards.
Oh, that Liliana could be a big deal.
Yeah, well we only have 3 turns left. So I don't know how big a deal it's gonna be, but
the biggest.
it's gonna be a deal. And we have a Death Shadow in hand. You have to play it and hope he can't kill it.
Yeah, you gotta run that out there.
Absolutely. Here's a Death Shadow.
Alright, so we've got a Colonnade on board, which is representing lethal.
Push for the Colonnade.
Yeah, we got to push for the Colonnade, and he's got a Bolt as well. So popping the Relic.
Yep, and draw Victor an extra card here. Any Bolt, any...
This is turn 1 of turns.
Alright, so if Victor goes for Young Pyromancer here, is that another Ruined Halo?
Yep.
Good. I was worried that we weren't going to get to cast a Ruined Halo.
Hopefully,
man,
we
this
still don't
push
get
looks
cast.
amazing now. What? Oh no, it's a path.
No, I think there's
It's a path.
also a
Ruined
Ruined Halo in his hand.
Oh, okay.
No, it's the Bolt. Sorry.
Right.
you've got the Liliana on top. I don't think I like this. Well, I guess you still have the Elemental.
Right. Right. Additionally, I don't think he can cast Liliana because he has to keep Snapcaster push up.
And one of those lands is a polluted Delta.
Correct. That can't be. He knows. I mean, I don't know that he knows, but he knows that he knows that he can't.
Yeah.
He can't sacrifice that land.
All in. Oh, wow.
What?
So now it turns on the...
What in the world?
Fatal Push.
Yeah, now we can snap push.
I don't know if he has another push or like a terminate in hand.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Oh, no, he can't because he's going to have to take damage. He's going to go to 1 on this if Victor goes for it. Did Jason leave a swamp in there just to fake him out?
That would be incredible.
It
But
would be amazing.
being at 3 and being at 1 are the same thing. Oh, he doesn't even have a legal target. Had the bolt anyway.
Oh man.
What a slow rolling piece of ugly jacket wearing trash.
Those 2 games were tough. I mean, Visions on 1 and 2. I mean, that's.
Yeah, but I mean, so you know it's an option. You know that he can come out the gates, and even 1 Ancestral Visions is backbreaking. You got to keep like that 1 mana discard in for that purpose.
Sure. Well, that was I thought we had a great show tonight. Good matches.
Glad to hear you're being an optimist all of a sudden.
We're going to be back next Tuesday.
We will.
And hopefully the Wednesday after that, not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow.
Yeah,
with some Amonkhet spoilers?
Amonkhet spoilers, and we're going to have some fun talking about that.
Is it a long A or a short A?
Amonkhet?
I thought it was Amonkhet.
Amonkhet?
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 See you next week.
Amonkhet?